everybody. I'm doing energy healing for all of us today. I'm focusing on our chakras. So you get to reap the reward of receiving some love and some transformation for your chakra balance. And I want to encourage you guys to go check out my website. I'm offering live group experiences. I'm going to be doing chakra transformation work for 100 people. It's a live thing I'm going to be offering once a month. And you can get started, sign up. The first one is May 16th. And I'm going to be doing them monthly. I'm also offering a world peace event. I'm also offering Cryon Q&As for June. Spiritual Q&A with Joe and I. You can join a small group, ask us questions, get answers. I'm doing mini sessions for a very small group where we have a live experience with each other. I'm doing a psychic mentoring in a small group. These are opportunities for you to get to work with me in a live experience with other like-minded people and get to receive something awesome at a reduced cost. I'm going to make sure to pin a link to my live group experiences in the comments section, and I'll put a link in the description too. And that way you guys can check it out. You should totally check it out. All right, I'm going to relax now. I'm going to get tuned in. This is the part where you just get to enjoy receiving love and healing. No effort involved here. Just enjoy this, okay? All right, here we go. So we're going to start with the root chakra, and we're going to work our way to the crown chakra. And after we do that, it's the earth and soul star chakras. How many of us need some flippin' healing? We all do, right? So now you get to have some healing today. Something good is happening for you today. Let's look at our collective root chakra. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it surprises me. The root chakra is kind of like an apple that fell out of the tree. So it's a lot farther down than I expected it. It's beneath our feet, which is where I see the earth star chakra. But that's where the root is, and it's glowing like a brown color. So I'm going into the place where the root is supposed to be, and I'm just checking it out. And it looks like it's like a little shelf. Something is supposed to be fitting into the shelf, and it's just empty. And it's like a little round shelf. And I say, boy, that's strange. And now I see myself, and it's like I'm looking around as though I had lost something. And I'm looking and looking and looking, and I'm trying to find it, and I just can't simply find it. Obviously, I can see exactly where our collective root fell, but there's a reason why I'm having this experience. There's a reason why my guides are guiding me to feel as though I have lost something precious, and I'm looking for it, and I'm having a hard time finding it. A root chakra, it's a gift of feeling grounded and solid in ourself. Like my personal relationship with myself, I am grounded in who I am. So if the root's like an apple that fell out of the tree, how do we collectively feel a relationship with ourself? Have we lost ourself? So I'm placing light here where the root chakra goes. I'm not just going to pick it up and put it back where it goes. I feel vibrationally the right step is actually to place a light, and that light to guide the root back home, to feel strong and solid in and of itself. The root knows where it goes, and it has the strength to return to that space. It just needs a guiding light. So I'm asking this light to help guide the root home. And I'm going to go to our sacral chakra, and we'll revisit root here in a little bit. Our sacral chakra collectively, this makes me want to cry. It's hard to really talk about it. It's not so much as what it looks like as to what it feels like to me. It makes sense why the root fell. I'm going to pause and I'm just going to collect myself and the energy. All right. It's a lot of pressed memories, okay? Interesting, the word is pressed, but the sensation is oppressed. And I see it's like hallways of, it's like you could flip through your phone's like photo gallery. It's like, oh, picture, 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 picture. Now imagine taking that and turning into a 3D space, kind of like a museum of all these memories, okay? And it's memories of a time when you believed somebody who saw you as less than, you believed them and you became less than yourself. And we're talking a lot of different ways that happens, okay? It's not just the external people, it can also be the decision that you made to put yourself down as well. And I'm just walking through just on and on and on. We're talking about all of us. We're talking about a collective group. We're talking about our memories that has impacted our sacral chakra, that has impacted our root. What if we don't truly know ourselves enough to be grounded in who we are? The apple falls out of the tree. Maybe it's easier to fall out of the tree than to cling to what we know and be strong and solid in what we know and to stand our ground with that. Maybe we've been harmed enough times that we just simply want the easy way out, fall to the ground and just stay right there. But we have to be strong and solid in what we know, in who we are, and what we believe in. So do you believe in right and wrong? I try to avoid speaking like this. Yes, no, right, wrong, black, white. But there's some truth to it in how we find out who we are. So we have an experience and we make a decision that is the right thing to do, even if it is going to put us in a worse circumstance because it's the honest choice. Or we take the easy way out and then gain something from it, but then wonder if we had let ourselves down in making that choice. We all are we're all provided with choices. And then what do we do with those choices? And how do we work with the world? How does the world work with us? Life isn't just so simple, right? It's complex. We're complex people in complex experiences, learning how to make complex choices. That could be as easy as yes or no, but there's a lot more involved than just yes or just no. And this is how we feel good about ourselves or not good about ourselves. And sometimes we're really good people that don't feel very good about ourselves. And where does that come from? We have to really grow into our bodies as the really bright, beautiful souls that we are, and keep making the decisions that make us shine the brightest and feel the most solid in who we are. It still doesn't feel like enough to bring balance to root and sacral chakra just yet. So let me see what I'm called to do next, okay? So I'm going to place a light into sacral chakra, and what's interesting is it says this light is not enough. This is not going to be enough to heal this, okay? Sacral chakra says this. This light is not enough. And it rejects it already because it's not going to solve all of the problems. It's just going to help a little bit. And what's the point of a little help when I need a lot of help? What's the point? And I tell this voice that's in our collective sacral chakra, I say, don't reject this light. Don't reject this help. God is knocking on the door and you're saying God is not enough. This is not enough to help me. Therefore, I don't want it at all. Do not reject that knock at the door, because it is enough to help you in a profound way. Time to learn how to rework the program. There's been so much hurt in here. There's faces that have transformed from innocent children into vicious snakes, and they're so hurt and so angry, and they don't mean to strike back, but it's almost like they've been pushed to such extreme limit they don't know how to be anymore. They don't know how to be the simple, innocent, childlike energy, the joy energy. They just know how to strike back. And there's poison. Because they were poisoned. And they believed that poison and they became that poison. And I say this light is enough. These words, I am enough, really echoing loud this week. And I'm seeing it's important that I say I am enough in our sacral chakras. We really need to hear this. We need this I am enough therapy, okay? I am enough therapy. Yes, the I am enough therapy. It's making me laugh. It's like, the more I say it, the funnier it sounds. But it's real. It's real stuff. And I'm looking at the snake that just like, it can't strike me down because I'm saying the I am enough therapy. And it's just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, I guess I'm not a snake. I'm not poisoned. I'm not poisonous. I am enough. What is this? So I see things are changing. The I am enough is even the light here that I'm placing is enough. This light is enough. You are enough. I am enough. The I am enough power. It's like helping hands. We aren't breaking others down for breaking us down, us who let ourselves be broken down by others who are actually broken. We are all enough right now, okay? In the now, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Man, it's easing this whole jam. Because I'm looking through these rows of photos and the I am enough therapy is literally, it's calming all the memories down. It's almost like the sound was turned on way too high. Yes, we can remember. Do we have to be destroyed by these memories? Or I am enough. I was enough in those experiences. I am enough now. As I am enough right now. Feels good to just say this, like this is like good stuff. It's juicy good stuff. Like I am enough. I am enough. Like, oh man, I hear the echo of this and it's like, wow, this is actually revitalizing. This is healthy. This is breathable. This is possible. This is full of possibilities. I am enough is actually completely open door. I'm free. I am enough. I am enough, I am free. And now that the sacral chakra is healing, I see our collective root, it's like started to rot down there and it's coming back and it's crying and it says, I need help. I need help. But it's home. It's like a child that ran away from its problems returns to the light that called it home. And now it is home in its own light, and it's looking at the other chakras and is saying, we're starving for support, we're starving for nurture, help us. Oh man. Oh. Lots of sound. I will say that our root and our sacral chakra are really emanating a lot of sound right now. It's very refreshing. Let's just let them buzz. We don't have to have all the answers. I just know that root expressing itself in the balance of its own personal space is already part of the healing process, is already taking place. Sacral is bloated out. Root is still a bit sheepish and uncertain. Let's let these just recalibrate with the starlights that are there to support them. Find their inner balance, find their inner strength. And let's go here into the solar plexus chakra. Believe it or not, it's really quiet. And we might not be allowing ourselves to feel certain feelings. I mean, I should be at least feeling joy or resistance or frustration or it's been too much or something. I should feel something in the feelings part of our chakra system. I should feel stuff in the solar plexus. So why is our solar plexus just mute? It's on mute, you know? I don't know, the first thing I decide to do for feelings is cough. I don't know if I'm trying to like break the silence just by having a little cough. It's not as if I had to cough. I was just like doing it on purpose as a nervous gesture. I'll just cough right now. Maybe that would spark something. So I just did my nervous gesture cough in here and nothing is happening still. I feel awkward and strange. What am I supposed to do? What do I do? Maybe that's our real feelings. What do I do? What do I do? Root's like, I need help. Sacral's like, I am enough. Emotional guts. What do I do? That's our collective conversations right now. Oh man. What do I do? I see grass is growing green and it's time to mow the lawn. And I see that the response is to go mow the yard. And it's a Lego person that is now running the lawnmower and cutting the grass. It's what the scene is. And I smell the fresh grass. It smells like there's a lot of work to do, like housework, work around the house, on the outside and the inside, landscaping work. It feels like housework. And it feels like, you know, like let's go wax and wash the car. Let's vacuum it out. Let's reorganize the garage. It feels like work like this. Maybe go through some of those boxes in the basement and figure out what's in them. Do we need this stuff or not? Like it feels like this kind of work. And it's cleaning up. It's good. It's refreshing. It's almost like this should be done every year. We should be revisiting our life and our home spaces and just freshening them up and just layering and leveling them up. Like I see, diving into the old layers, deciding what I want to do with these. And now I'm at this new layer of life, leveling up here at this new now, you know? I feel cleaner. I feel like it's going to take a little elbow grease and I'm okay with it. This is actually really revitalizing for our solar plexus. I even feel myself as mowing the lawn, like push mower style. And I can smell the cut grass. And I feel really proud of myself. I even can smell fresh paint and painting walls. I even smell like household cleaners and seeing a nice clean kitchen floor. It just feels really clean and tidy and it makes me feel very good about myself. Makes me feel like hard work pays off. That kind of good vibe, hard work pays off. They say work smart, not hard, but sometimes the hard work is juicy. It's good. It's like hard work pays off, and I get to see my hard work, and I get to kind of just shine. Like, look at that. I freaking mowed the yard, and the lines are so ridiculously straight. I should get a gold medal for that. I'm like the best lawnmower person ever. I am good at this. Like, ugh. Look at that. Everybody could only just dream of having a yard that was mowed this perfectly. This is just, I'm just so good at this. It's that awesome feeling, you know? It really is refreshing for our collective solar plexus. Interesting, because sometimes it's like we need to put our bodies in motion. And even it's like maybe in our minds we're thinking, what do I do, you know, with my life? But we don't know how to fill in the blanks with that. So just go mow your yard, you know, go clean out your garage, and know that that is what you do right now. That's what you're called to do. And as you do these things, the epiphanies will come, and you will get the guidance to know what to do next. We all want something that hits us at a profound level. Like, now I'm doing this profound thing, you know? Well, what does it take to start getting to the point where you do that profound thing? Like, sometimes you have to build up to it. And we don't want to think small, we want to think big, and we want big things to happen, not small things and a collection of small things that I hope happen over the next 10 years, and it feels like we're going nowhere. But these small things, it's like you fill up a jar of pennies with 1 penny at a time, and over time you see it get full. This is time passing and actions helping us to see something happening in time. It really is happening. The penny jar that was once empty is now full. How exciting. Small things build into full jars of pennies. There's something nice about this conversation for our solar plexus. It wants more answers, I will tell you that. It wants profound answers. It wants profound answers to what is happening with the human race. What does the future look like? When is the ascension? When are the alien beings coming? Like, when am I gonna start, you know, seeing auras and my third eye open? Like, when am I gonna start doing this work? It's like the answer is go mow your yard. What's interesting is what echoes back, because I asked my guides, okay, well, can we get some of these answers? And it's interesting, like, sometimes when we find out what the answer is, it doesn't actually satisfy us. And because we aren't complete with that answer yet, in all the ways that we resonate with that answer. So it's like, okay, let me take one of these, for example. When is human ascension? When are we going to ascend? We are ascending. No, I want to know when, though. Like, I want to know when I get there to the 5D. Like, you are ascending. You already are in 5D. You just haven't caught up with that version of yourself yet. You're not aware of it yet. Okay, so what do I need to do to get there, to get to that awareness? You need to mow your yard. You need to collect some pennies in a jar, and you need to live your life as a human and let the ascension happen as not something you think about, it's something that happens. And when you follow your heart to do the things that are the human life living stuff, boring, and the things that are, I'm going to take a class on how to read tarot cards. I'm going to start a YouTube channel or TikTok, and I'm going to just talk about some of the spiritual things that interest me and the strange dreams that I'm always having, and just share it with people. Now you're on the right track to growing yourself, you know? But now how do you do that? You don't think about it. You do it. It's an action. It's not a thought. You take the thought, you put the thought into action. It's an actual action. You do it. You have to do it. We have these human bodies so that we can use them. They're tools. And sometimes we get lost in thinking way too much, and we need to be using the tools of our body to do stuff. Take a dance class. Go do some yoga. Go run. Like, what a weird thing. Like, I try to make sense of it. Just gonna go for a run. I wish I was one of those people that liked running. I don't enjoy running. I don't like it. I try to run for 4 miles and my mind is constantly like, keep going. You can do this. Keep going, you know. But if I walk 4 miles, I freaking like, I'm like so meditative and like peaceful, and I'm like freaking out in every direction. And this like really vibes well with me. It's like such a de-stressor, and it's so easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can take a walk, and it's wonderful. Running is like this hard work process. But whenever I'm having like a super bad day and all I want to think about is this bad day, it's like either I can think about this bad day or I can go run. And if I go running, which doesn't often happen, but if I do it, suddenly my mind is focused on running, because the only thing that I can do right now is run. And then I'm out of breath. And once I decide to stop running, I'm just like, I'll probably be crying, because I needed to do this run in order to release something that got jammed up inside me. And I needed to do this. I needed to push my body. I needed to have a physical experience. I needed to be a part of the human process. And I needed to do this thing. Get out of my head and get into my body, you know? This is the message for our sacral, our solar plexus chakras. They're already feeling more intuitive, more, interesting. They're more like this. Okay, let's go to our hearts. It feels like collectively, it's like a kid wants to grow up to be a NASA scientist, ends up growing up to, I don't know, ring up groceries at Walmart or something. It's like hopes and dreams that never really came to fruition. I wanted to fall in love, ended up, abusive relationship or whatever. Like, we have these like innocent hopes and dreams, and how did our life story, like, what is it? What is our life story? Did it happen all the ways we had dreamed that it would, or the things that we thought we wanted to do, or we really did want to do, wanted to have it, wanted to know what that was like, wanted to help the world, or wanted to have kids, find out you can't have kids, like life, right? So I feel the heart, this collective heart is saying, oh, I wanted, like, I see these child eyes that are like really big and wide, wishing on a star for this beautiful thing to happen. And it's like, what ended up happening was you learned something. When you don't get what you want, you learn profound things. And I see that makes us cry, because like life is a lot of experiences of not getting what you want, And there's this strange relationship with our inner child and the maturing adult. And the maturing adult that still behaves like the wide-eyed child, still wanting these fulfillments, still dreaming big, and facing the way things are. Doesn't feel so great all the time. Doesn't feel like completion. Doesn't feel like wholeness. It doesn't feel like wholeness. It feels like lack. It feels like a letdown. It feels like abandonment. My guides guided me into hell. Why did you do that when you could have just given me this or that, and that would have helped so much. But instead, you gave me lack, and then I had to figure out what to do with that. And look at me now. Look at how damaged I am. It's kind of this concept. And it's not too loud and amplified. It's not like screaming in here. It's just matter of fact. Like, it's about growing up. Hard to understand growing up. You grow up and you understand it as you go. I see what is the spirit of the child turns into the teenager, turns into the 20-year-old, turns into the 30-year-old. And it's like, as you get older, I don't know what the vibration or the feeling is translating into. As you get older, less becomes possible in your imagination, less magic in the world, more responsibility. It feels dry. It feels like, where did the magic go? There are no guides to this. You have to figure it out. You may have some people to talk to with some advice, but in the end, you make those decisions. You're the one that's exposed to life. You're the one that is exposed, and nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. You're the one that did it. You're the one that has to do it. You're the one that will be doing it. Being you. You are the one that must be you. And only you can be you. Only you can be you. Is that why the root has fallen, right? Returning, trying to find the strength and confidence to be you. Grounded in who you are. Feeling whole, strong in all that you are. Feeling enough. Feeling like you want to use this body and live in this world, and feeling at peace in your heart with your life story and with who you are. Feeling at peace. Heart chakra, are we there yet? Do you feel at peace? Heart chakra says, I need more. I need more love. I need more acknowledgement of that I am loved. It's like, I need God. I need angels. I need meaningful soulmates and friends and family and a lover in my life. Like our hearts, our collective hearts, it's the nurture of love, spiritual, physical love. And it just looks like a Cheerio, you know? It's like, a Cheerio is a ring, which makes it whole in and of itself, but it has a hole in it. So is it missing something, or is it just meant to be this way? It's like, maybe peace is knowing that it is meant to be a Cheerio instead of a total sphere. It's meant to be a ring instead of a circle. Like, maybe wholeness and peace in the heart is just knowing life is meant to be just like this. That life is enough. That your life story and you in that story is enough. Yes, we have a collective resistance, and it's major resistance. It's like this big black squirmy thing, like, how dare you try to make me feel whole and make me feel complete and make me feel like I am enough. How dare you? How dare you? But what is this energy, and where does this energy come from? Where did this originally come from? It's just an energy that's like, we want to be free to feel love and feel confident and natural, and something, it just gets in there sometimes, and we lack the confidence now for some reason. We just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for some reason. It's like the dark side, it's like the shroud, it's the devil on your shoulder concept. Like, where did this even come from? I feel it's just part of growing, you know? So as a human being, we have times where we are strong and times where we are weak, and we go through like the ebb and flow of the tide of life, and we have high times and low times. And because we know both, we're always up against both, you know? And we feel each other more than we would ever acknowledge, but we feel each other's pain, and we feel the pain of our human history. We're all psychic people, and we translate our awareness differently. And all, like, if you were to just try to talk to me, for instance, about what you feel your relationship is with the world, and just explain it like, well, Abbey, I really do feel sometimes that, you know, this about the angels, or this about where your emotions are coming from in an empathic type nature. Like, we all have a story and a perspective on every little subject matter having to do with spiritual or metaphysical meaning. Whether we are calling ourselves a psychic person or not, we all have something to say. A lot of people have stories about ghosts and unusual dreams or visitors in the night. And this is real stuff. This isn't just make-believe stuff. This is real, and it has value to being acknowledged. Not as a fantasy, but as a part of the truth that helps us to evolve. We have to acknowledge all bits and pieces of information in our personal experiences, and each other is super important here. We can't crack the code without each other, and we all have a voice for a reason and a body to use. They're all here for a reason. You're important. You are important. You are important. That helps the heart to hear that you are important right now. Let's see what the throat's like. Man, I tell you what, your chakras are feeling a lot better. Like, we're collectively connected, so I feel good, you feel good. We're starting to come around here. And we're having a shared experience. Everything is a shared experience. It's going to feel sometimes like I'm in my own individual person, in my own individual life. No, this is a shared experience. The walls of your house and your closed door does not mean that you are not having a shared experience. Let's see what the throat chakra looks like. Throat chakra is actually very interesting. Oh, it's wonderful. It sounds like ocean waves. It sounds like blowing up like a beach ball, or, you know, something for the pool. It sounds. The throat chakra, it represents sounds. Especially having to do with air, like the sound of the wind, and it's pushing the ocean waves, obviously a gravity thing, but I feel like wind too, and there's something about the air blowing up these, like a balloon or something to play with at the pool, something like a floaty, a raft, sensation of air, but it makes sound though too. Wind, we can hear the wind blow, we can hear the ocean waves, and we can hear the sound of blowing up a raft. You can hear the sound of the air going inside. Interesting, because we have to breathe, right? And that air, actually, we breathe it in, we like suck it on in, we choose to just let that inside our body, and it goes down our throat chakra and our heart. It like kind of fills in this lung space, right? But our throat's a part of this breath, this air. I like the throat. It's starting to feel peaceful here. It's incredibly quick. You can tell I need to get to the third eye and the crown, because I keep having like this developing, like a lot of tingling sensations here in my forehead as we're going up the chakras, but it feels like a little bit of a headache coming on. Because as we're healing all this down here and we're going on up the ladder, like we need to get these opened up and breathing too. And so maybe I can take this image from the throat, this sensation of the air, and I just want to just add it as an ingredient to the third eye and to the crown chakra. I just want to add the ingredient of breath and fresh air and even water, because we're looking at a pool or we're looking at the ocean, and then rafts of floaties, beach balls. There's a lot of resistance in our collective third eye and a lot of anger. Like, obviously anger is an emotional thing, so the third eye is tapping into other chakras to pull this energy through itself. The third eye should not have emotions in it. But literally, the third eye should not have emotions in it. It should be clarity. It's working with the crown chakra to receive higher wisdom and to digest it with clarity, because it is its own concept. Third eye is its own concept. But when we reflect on our life and it circulates around and around in our mind, that's our third eye in there. And then we're thinking and thinking and thinking, and we pull our feelings on into these thoughts, and we find ourselves resisting doing things, and then we lose ourselves to all this emotional stuff going around and around in our head. You see how this needs to stop? That has to stop. What would you do if you had nothing to think about all day long? It was just like air in there. It might feel boring, but I'm telling you, believe it or not, when you're whole, like you're complete energetically, you don't need to think. You just digest and process and be. And a lot of the time the heart is bright and we're like innocent children, even as adults, and we have the beautiful dreams, and we're funny people, and we love each other. What else is there to think about? You know? That message there is already helping the third eye. It's just like a black space. It's like blacked out. It's like if you were to try to breathe through a straw and it was completely full of fudge or something. It just isn't going to work. And the third eye, when it gets muddy, and sometimes the mud just comes from like negative reflections, it's residue of what we've seen day to day and how that makes us feel. Like sometimes we just absorb information in without even realizing it. And some inner parts of ourselves are digesting it and reflecting on it without us consciously choosing that. We become a part of the world. We're integrated into this world, you know? And so we're cleaning this up. We're cleaning the goo out. We're cleaning up an infinite universe of your third eye. We're sharing in this experience together. So as I clear up yours, I clear up mine, I clear up all of ours. We're having a shared third eye experience here. So we're all on different pages and we're going to clean out our collective third eye. That's what we're doing. And someone says, can we put a little light in here? And I say, yeah, sure. Why don't you put a little light in here? I would love that. So someone does. And they say, I really like this about I am enough. And I want the third eye to know that you are enough, third eye. My third eye is enough. My third eye is enough. And I put that starlight there. And they put the starlight too in the throat. The throat, my voice is enough. And the starlight in the heart, and my heart is enough. And then the starlight into the emotional gut, and my emotions are enough. My feelings are enough. It feels really beautiful. I high five this person. What a wonderful gift you just shared with all of us. We all needed that. Thank you for adding that into the experience. And then I go to our crown chakra, because the third eye is really revitalized from that. I see things happening from the crown chakra. As I look down, I see a garden growing in our third eye, because the sunlight's coming out, and the sunlight's coming from the crown. And the crown is shining its sunlight into the third eye. The third eye looks like a Garden of Eden space, where the shroud, the darkness, the fudge and the straw is like removed and cleared out, and the starlight in there is helping to cleanse the space. The I am enough. My third eye is enough. Crown chakra just released a bunch of just like energy buildup and residue. Feels a lot fresher, fresh air type sensation here too. That is so nice. Oh man, that is so nice. So I'm amplifying the light from our crown chakra, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root. And so we see it shining bright in the front, but then we see it shining bright behind us. So look at your backside and see your chakras, and they're glowing super bright, okay? On all sides. In front and back, above, below, within, in all sacred directions. And your chakras are infinite universes, and they're glowing with light and wisdom and nourishment and love and confidence and everything that is beautiful and peaceful and infinite. Just the I am concept. It doesn't have any walls, doesn't have any borders, doesn't have anything else there. It's just complete, right? It's whole. That's so much better. Oh my God. Let's look at our Earth Star chakra. You guys can't deny that is feeling so much better. And if you're not feeling anything yet, just give yourself some time, because we're integrating from the energy world into this physical body. So let's let this digestion take place. Like, let's say I'm letting this digestion take place, and I'm wholeheartedly receiving, and I'm receiving in all my chakras is awesome experience, and I am with it. I am with this experience, and I'm letting this experience enrich me. I'm allowing myself to feel it and experience it, this amazing sensation of balance. The gift of healing for all my chakras. It feels super nice. All right, let's go. Earth Star chakra. Weird. It's very indecisive. Like, our collective Earth Star chakra is like, should I be here? Should I be there? Should I be over here? Should I be this side? Should I be that side? Should I be huge or small? I don't know like what I should be or where I should be. So it's expressing itself like this. And when I touch it, it feels bruised everywhere. It's really sensitive, like it's bruised. It's not easy to touch. I see a story of a man that was in a mountain, and he comes actually straight out the side of a mountain. You would never have known that was a man in there. And he shakes all the rock off of himself. And he doesn't look exactly human. He has more of an orangish hue to his skin. He's got a weird like shelf to his forehead, and it comes forward. It's rounded like a big fat eyebrow. And he got smaller eyes, and it's like, I don't know, his teeth, it's like he's more gum than he has teeth. His teeth are small with really big gums. And he's massive. I mean, he's tall, like he's like a mountain size. I would say 30 feet tall. Like, I guess we're talking about mountains. I'm just like, I'm looking from this perspective, like, if I was a human standing here, it's like, oh man, he's still in the distance. He might be like 1,000 feet tall. It's really hard to gauge perspective sometimes. He's just massive. He's a massive, massive man. He's a giant. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what's even guiding him to leave the mountain. I don't know what's the inner compass. Like, where's he going? Something about this scene is important to our Earth Star chakra. I see he's not at rest or at peace. Like he's something isn't sitting right inside of him. He's trying to solve a problem. Like he's uncomfortable about something. His strides are, I mean, he's not comfortably relaxed walking, looking around. I mean, he's almost like in a hurry. I have to do two things. One thing is I'm gonna have to look at this mountain. This has a hole in it now, the shape of a man. And I tell the mountain I can't fix this, I'm sorry. It's just gonna be there. Mountain says, well, I'm different now. I don't like the way I've changed. I don't like it. I don't like that that's there now. It wasn't there before and now it's there. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not myself anymore. I'm myself in a weird way. Like I have a cookie cutter shape literally cut out of my body and now it's like I'm a weird mountain now. And I just say that's the way you're going to be. That's the divine plan for you. Mountain, this is your divine plan. How many other mountains get to say they had a man just made out of a rock, just straight up come out of them, brush the rock off and walk away? Like, I mean, you're kind of one of a kind. The mountain says, you're just trying to cheer me up, but this isn't going to work. I'm not happy. Okay, let me go to this man. This man is walking it's like he's walking away from his life and all of his problems. And he can't get away from them fast enough. It's not like where is he going? It's how like he's trying to walk away from his problems. Like he's walking as fast as he can to get as far away from his problems as he can get. But obviously he's just going to go around the earth and run right back into the mountain. And he's like, there's no, this problem of that I'm walking away from my problems, but the problems will never be solved because I'm only going to run back into them again. And I don't ever want to see that mountain again. I hate that mountain. That mountain trapped me. That mountain imprisoned me. I want nothing to do with that mountain ever again. I don't want to ever see that mountain again. I never want to live another lifetime with that mountain. I will do whatever it takes to get as far away from that mountain as I can. Inevitably, I see this giant can never just go just perfect equidistance away from the mountain. Like it is forced to just walk and circulate right back into the problem. Inevitably, we'll have some distance until bam, the problem, you've walked right back into it. And the mountain feels like what it needs to be whole is what is gone, only to find that what it thought was gone is coming back. And the mountain is starting to reflect on why it would have left in the first place. Is having to learn how to live without someone or something of itself. And both are not whole or complete. The man is not, and the mountain is not. The man is a problem for the mountain, and the mountain is a problem for the man. And the Earth Star Chakra is asking me, what do they do? Like, what do we do to help them? I say, the reality is the man will have to keep walking into the mountain until it figures the inconceivable next step, till it can start to change his own path. He can't change his path yet. That's why he's inevitably going to walk back into the mountain. The mountain can't change. It's really stuck in its ways. And so the mountain will have to work on the mountain, and the man will have to work on the man, and inevitably they will run into each other again. And as new people, basically, as new emanations. Because when you take a journey, one is lacking the other feels freer without, only to run back in to the other. Like, we are all changing at all times. So we'll always be a new person with each and every day. So I say to the Earth Star Chakra, time. Time is what helps to solve this riddle. However long the mountain wants to take, however long the man wants to take. And my guides say, but there's something else. And I say, guarantee it's going to take time. But they show me a blue sky. And they show me the man stops thinking about his problems and just looks at the blue sky. And I see that time alters itself. And the man forgets about the mountain. You see, the mountain is enjoying looking at the sky. And the mountain starts to say, boy, it seemed like I had a pain in my back, and I don't really notice it so much anymore because I have this beautiful sky to look at. And I see they both fall asleep. And I see that in their rest, they become different. The man actually becomes grass. The mountain doesn't really change. The mountain endures a lot longer and is crying. The grass feels incomplete and it can't understand why. And the grass feels like it was running away from something it needed to face. And the mountain says, I don't understand why I don't feel whole. And the blue sky helped for a time, but it didn't solve my problems. I asked my intuition, what next? My intuition says, just let it be. Let it be. And I ask our collective Earth Star Chakra, I say, how do you feel now after this story? Earth Star Chakra says, I need to just let it be. I need to let myself just be. Stop trying to change myself or change my location or change and then not understand how I'm supposed to be. And I try to change into something I'm supposed to be, but I can't ever figure out what that is. So I just need to let myself be. And it's kind of like the concept that life is the process, not the answer. Like, we have to live it. We don't always get the answer to it. That we just let life be. Our Earth Star Chakra feels wise, feels like memory, it feels like understanding, because that is the answer, so to speak, is just to be in the life experience, to be in life even when it's hard to know how to heal our lives or ourselves or understand why we have the experiences that we have. Is to be a part of this life, just to be. So our Soul Star Chakra, let's see. It feels put on the spot. It feels like I'm picking it out. Like What that means is I'm pointing a finger and saying you, and it's looking around like, wait, why me? Why me? It doesn't want to be picked out. It's really shy. It's really nervous. It doesn't... I know why it is. It's almost like every part of its being becomes nervous because of judgment. Because it's trying to figure out how to adapt to this interaction. So it needs to figure out its personality, its appearance, its exchanges, what it will say, what it will do. And it's trying to figure out me so that it can align with whatever it thinks that I need. And it's just like fidgety, but it doesn't know how to just be itself because it doesn't know what it is. Why is it doing all of this hard work and effort? I show it the Earth Star Chakra. It says, how come the Earth Star Chakra just figures it out and I can't? It's like it works out for everybody else but me. And it says, I just want to be like happy. I just want to be happy. And I can tell there's something about resistance for growth and expansion. It's almost like it's easy to live in a world that makes sense, not easy to live in a world that doesn't. And the unexpected life experience that hit us at the most random times, and the eye roll scenario that I have to do this and I wasn't planning on that, and now, oh crap, I have this big bill and I don't know how I'm going to come up with the money or whatever. It's like we're growing and expanding by the inconsistencies, not the consistencies. And this soul star chakra represents embracing the unknown, embracing the inconsistencies, stepping outside the box of our comfort zone. It's like a really shy person forcing themselves to be in a group setting where they have to share and speak is going to break down their resistance and fear of self-expression. That is called like hardcore. It's called facing your fears and growing. There's no doubt about that. I see a lot of old, it's like a black goo is just oozing out, and I see it just looks like a hard-boiled egg in my hand, like it's all crumply and weird. The soul star chakra has got this weird texture to it. It looks like an eyeball that's got squished, and it's gross. It feels like an eye also that got punched in the eyeball, and it's throbbing, it's in pain. It's closing its eyes really tight, and it just wants all of this suffering to stop, all the hardships to stop. I say you're fine, you've always been fine. You're deciding there's a problem, and there's not actually a problem there. The shy person goes into a group of people. They decide that their shyness is the problem, but it isn't. There isn't any problems because you are enough. There's no pain. There's no suffering. There are no blocks. You are enough. Soul Star feels so much brighter. Really figuring it out here. really shining a lot of light already. And as the soul develops confidence in its own light and in and of itself, I start to feel it's very influential of the other chakras to find that confidence too. Even the Earth Star chakra feels even more confident. And they start to feel like a strong family, really connected to each other, really valuing each other, really grateful for what each other represents. All right. So we've done it. We've all received a chakra transformation. It's freaking amazing. I can do this for me, but I can't do it collectively without the joy of getting to share it with you guys. Now it's a real collective experience, not just in my own world, but in our world, you know, on YouTube, in the whole world. It's accessible by everybody on this planet. Everybody on this planet actually has access to something that didn't cost them a cent, that they can receive, and they can find healing and strength and empowerment in it. And we all work together to achieve it, to feel it, to be aware of it, to think about it if we need to think about it, to be free of thinking about it. It's a really good thing. I hope you'll consider joining. It's going to be awesome to have a group of people that we all get to share in a collective chakra transformation experience together. And I'm going to be doing it monthly, and there's going to be other opportunities, so check out my live group experiences if you'll find something that interests you for sure. I'm pretty disoriented. That was a lot of energy work. Thank you guys for being a part of this experience with me, and I hope you all have a great day.